Alrighty, it is Tuesday, but I have to go back to Monday really quick. So, I updated my to-do list for the week. Every now and then I kept stopping and try to get the green pen to work, but like it only worked for like a few sentences and that's it. And it's been like that for a while now. So yeah. Um, After I was done with my to-do list, I ended up working on a few of the future extras. I jotted down some of the ideas I did get for them. And I try to figure out where they would go, and I realize a bunch of them are for the new volume I'm in right now, not for the last volume I just came out of, the one that I'm going to be starting soon once I finish volume 3. Volume 4, I don't have enough content for it. I only have the two things I could think of is Shasta's a profile card, and then this comic with Fuyar randomly that happens, and that's it. And that's not really enough. So maybe this comic for chapter 40, I think, is the only other one I have something for. And that's not including 31 and 32's stuff. So I have to think of something for like everything else around that. But first I need to identify what chapters were what issues, and try to figure out how to stick stuff in between that. So right now at the moment I can't really remember what happened when, so I have to like figure that out. I'm gonna go on and write it down. Okay, so we hit Vaughn's at about I think it was 9. It was right before lunch. So we got some food. We got home at 10. Ate lunch. I unloaded my phone. I watched with Monica the bookseller Honda-san. I feel like, why does that so figure that was the subject of the first episode, that they're trying to get people to watch through this? Other than that, she got bored of it by episode 3. The trouble is that one of my friends on Twitter ended up liking or retweeting a post about Wandersong, and I was like, oh yeah, I saw this in a top 10 video, and I've been meaning to show it to her, but I completely forgot about it. So I went looking for Wandersong, and we watched like the first arc of it, I think, which is the ghost in the village. And then by the time that him and the witch girl end up in the next town, and he gets recruited to a band, we both started losing interest in the storyline. So I don't know if she's gonna want to finish it. Maybe she wants to, but I kind of felt that whole thing felt very draggy to me. That whole second arc felt really draggy. I was hoping the second arc would be just as exciting as the first one. But yeah, I feel like it's pretty creepy, and I kind of don't like that about it. But I understand that that's part of its appeal. It's supposed to be cute and creepy at the same time. And I actually detest anything that's cute and creepy at the same time. I really hate it. I feel like you're either cute or you're creepy. I really don't like you being both. That's just me though. So yeah. I completed the shitting for page 3. I took a break at 11:30. I decided to try to get back on at 1. I tried to use the green pen again, but it didn't work. We took a nap and I woke up at like 1:30. I resumed working on page 3 and 4. I completed the artwork at 3, but I got way too tired to continue, so I stopped and I rested until 6. So technically we went to bed. So I rested until 6. I went back on to add the text, and I finished them at about I think it was 6:57. It did not occur to me until just right now, and I'm jumping ahead. It just did not occur to me until just right now that I forgot to add the interior lights of the gas station. So I have to go back and add all those effects. That means I have to go all the way around all the speech bubbles that I just already put down. So that's going to be a bit annoying, but I have to figure out when and how to do that. So I'm just trying not to be angry. I'm considering doing on the light cast in different colors first, and then eventually turning them white. If I do them in a hot pink or something, I can see where what is penetrating what color through the speech bubbles better. I don't know though. I'll worry about it later. So yeah, I went straight to work on the drafts. I think Monica woke up with me at 6, and she started typing out stuff on the computer. So we were up together. I went straight to work on the drafts. I finished the page 5 draft at 7:40, and then I got tired and got off at exactly 8. I had 2 panels left to complete page 6. So I went to bed, and I woke up at 10:50. And I didn't really feel like getting up yet, because when I actually came to the computer and stared at it, I was I'm way too tired. So I rested a bit until 11:50. So I lost a whole hour. So by the time I got on, it was 12. So I scanned the page 6 draft. Okay, so while I was line arting, at about 12:48, I broke another .38 pen. luckily it didn't like leave any scratchy residue on what I was drawing. It was a picture of Philippe, so I was like, fuck, okay. So I had to go to Monica's bedroom and get one of the .38s that I gave her, and then I went to go get mine over here, and I was trying to compare which one had more ink, so I took the one with the higher ink. I really feel like maybe it's about time I swapped out the one of the two with a brand new .38 ink pen, because I already feel I have one, so I should probably switch it. I mean, I have all these pens I could be using, but I tend to only favor the Pilot ones, and I really shouldn't. I really should use the Tombos and the Stadtlers, but I just I'm so lazy. Completed and scanned the page 6 liner at 150. I finished and scanned the page 5 liner at 223, and the moment it was done, I got off and I went to sleep. So I ended up waking up at 5 again, but I didn't want to get up and start working yet, so I ended up waiting until 6. I kicked Monica out of bed. I went straight to assembling pages 5 and 6, and I finished them a little bit before we ate breakfast. I passed the pages off to her, and then shortly after we were done eating breakfast, we hit Northgate and got water. I found 3 pennies on the way there. They were all brand new, minted from this year. I was so surprised. We got the water. We got home at 8. I set my video to compress because, like, I completely forgot to mention, while I was doing all the line arting, I was working on the actual audio editing and so on and so forth. And I finished like a while before I got done with the pages, so that was good. So yeah, so while my video was compressing, I went straight to work on the chapter 46 storyboard. So that got done too. I only had to cut out one line, and that was Fauna asking Clotilda about the malware that Philippe put on Fouillard. And I'm a little concerned about that because I may have already explained Fouillard's malware notes, but I also feel like I don't know if anyone's gonna remember the note that some malware has the ability to block being seen or found, you know. So yeah, that's the type of malware that Philippe is using on him at the moment. So I don't know if anyone's gonna remember that, because I figure most people are gonna see those notes and just flip over them, and that's it. Okay, so finished compressing at 9:19. I ended up messing around my green pen again, and I thought that maybe the issue is there's an air bubble at the front of the head of the pen, so I tried to mess around with it, and I got it to work for a little bit, but it just didn't stay working. It ended up running out of ink again. It's been doing that. It just works for like a sentence and then dies, and I keep leaving it alone, but it doesn't really work. So I wasted a lot of ink trying to fix it too, so I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna get back to Monica. So we ate lunch. I retrieved my finished video from Monica's laptop, and I brought it to my computer. She left for Albertsons and Target to get a couple of things that she forgot to buy, like olives and whatnot. And I completed the art for page 5, only to realize, so that's when I realized I completely forgot to add the lighting effects to pages 3 and 4, so I had to go back and do that. So she got back around like 11 something, and then I got off. And so before we went to take a shower, I asked her if I can borrow a lime green pen that she has. She gave me her Pilot Friction one, and I don't know about this because, like, when I started writing with it, it looked like such an artificial highlighter green, like you know, the like food coloring green, like when you look at like a cake with like it has flowers and leaves on it, and the leaves look like that weird like highlighter artificial like green color. I don't really like it, but like it's what I have now, so yeah. Okay, so I'm recording now. This is what I'm considering doing. Once we're done with the taking of the shower, because she's still showering, and when she's done, we're probably gonna rest for a bit. When I go back on, I'm gonna finish pages 5 and 6, and I'm also gonna tweak pages 3 and 4. I don't know in what order this is gonna happen. I figure I'll mostly just finish the shading for 6. And when I add the lighting effects to 5 and 6, I need to go back and do it 3 and 4. Like I said, I'm mostly going to use it in a color and then swap it out. So that'll be a thing. What else is there? I want to start working on the script for chapter 47, but I don't think I can do it today. Because at this point, Monica has nothing to do on the computer, so she's probably going to spend most of her time over here. That means I won't get a chance to come back over here and do a recording sprint about what's going to happen in the chapter. But yeah, I need to do that. I'll probably do it on Wednesday. I'm not sure. I think I might. I really want I want to try to get this done before we have to go to her appointment, but in case that we don't, I still want to at least like bring extras to work on for the appointment and get ahead with that, because at least if I know what I'm working on for volume 4 as soon as I'm finished with all the stuff for volume 3, because like I said, I only have 28, 29, and 30 to do, and that's it. And I'm probably going to do them pretty quickly. If I don't do them within the last week before we go on to break, I'll probably do them the first week of break and then spend the second week of break trying to get at least up to 40, 45, best case scenario. I don't really know though. So yeah, other than that, I had planned to do extras all this week, but I didn't get any of them done, so I have to schedule to try it again next week instead. So that's annoying. Is there anything else? Friday and Saturday I'll be doing the draft for chapter 46, and then that will be the last chapter we do for this year before we go on a 2-week break. I need to post up on the Patreon the upcoming schedule for the next like 3 months. I still don't know what I'm going to do for March though, so I was just thinking about just recapping December. So people will be reminded that we will be taking a 2-week break in December, and then we're going to be doing every 3 chapters we'll take a break for January and February. I really need to figure out what state I'm going to be in March before I decide if I'm going to take another extra break or just do the 4 chapters of that month, because like I don't know. I really don't know. It's exhausting just thinking about it. I may have to like reconsider. But yeah, is there anything else that's on my mind? I think that's virtually it. This Friday, the Dolphy Dream third frame items that went up on the Volks USA website are all going to go on sale. And I don't know if I want to try to get any of them while I can or not. The part of me kind of feels like I should just pass. We're trying to save money. We've been trying to, make up for buying the computers. So far, we've only managed to put away, I think, like $400 since we lost all that money, and like that's not enough. So yeah, and I kind of feel iffy about blowing the money I just made this month. So I'm like really iffy. I need to get more ink. I'm coming to the last of my ink. Every time I turn on my printer, it always tells me I need more ink. And I need to replace all the refills for the pens that I've been talking about this last while, so I need to like do that too. But I just been so like, I don't know. I'm not in any huge hurry to get any of that stuff done. I've been feeling so meh. Other than that, is that virtually it? Can I think of anything else to say? No. Alrighty then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Wednesday, but I have to go back to Tuesday really quick. So, after I recorded audio, I messed around with my to-do list a little bit. I went back to hanging out with Monica, and then we went to make one of the 2 pizzas that she bought. She bought pizza for Christmas, but the store didn't have 2 of the same flavor, so she ended up only getting one, and then this other random flavor. And we decided to make that one early to celebrate Dad's memorial, since he died like about I think it was the 12th, so technically it was the 11th, so we celebrated a day early. So yeah, let's see. So as she was making the pizza, I went back on. I worked on the pages up until 2:30. We were watching YouTube, we're eating the pizza, and then I was able to actually fix the pages that had lighting errors at the same time that I was coloring, and I still had some extra time to kill, surprisingly. So Monica was working on this one other picture that she scanned earlier. I don't remember when I got off. All I know is that I decided to go to bed at like 3:30. I woke up at 6:50 p.m. I went straight back to work on pages 5 and 6. Alright, so I finished and loaded the pages at about like 8. I ended up finishing and scanning the page 7 draft at 8:30. I finished the page 8 draft and scanned it by 8:50, and then I got tired and got off at 9. I had trouble sleeping after I got off because some asshole started playing the drums at 11 at night. Oh my god, I have no idea why. But like, Monica heard it too. It took forever for it to stop. So I woke up at like 12:50. I went straight back to work at 1 a.m. I finished the page 7 liner at 2:15 a.m. and I scanned it. And I got tired before I could finish the page 8 line art. So I went to bed with 2 panels still left over. I woke up at like 6:15. I went straight back to line arting page 8. I finished and scanned it at like 6:44, and I assembled and passed out the pages to Monica at 7:30. We were eating and watching stuff on YouTube. I logged off and I went straight to work on fixing the end of chapter 45 storyboard. So pages 10 and 11 have been tweaked, and I have to fix those later. So I adjusted what I wanted to have happen, and I just like dumped it on the computer, and I was like, I'll fix that later. I just didn't feel like working on it at the moment. So yeah. After that, I ended up pulling out my phone and brainstorming through chapter 47, but in the process, I had to brainstorm through 48 and possibly 49. I just don't know how long it's gonna be. All I know is that I was trying to figure out how to fit it together, and it really seems like the conversation between Clotilda, Fauna, and Byron should happen in 47, and then 48 and 49 if it doesn't all happen at once. I figure Philippe will be talking to Tag in 48, and then Philippe will be talking to Guarin in 49. That's as much as I can think of. I cannot think of anything else. It was very hard for me to like think of stuff, so I saved the note, but I need to go again and try to recite what I feel like should happen again, because like I felt so jumbled on it. Okay, so yeah, after that, Monica finished coloring in pages 7 and 8. We left for Target in the 99-cent store at about like what time was it? It was like 8:30ish. So we picked up some random shit at 99, like nail polish remover for some of the stuff that we wanted to erase, like the Talenti jars. We wanted to erase the logos off of them. I also got some more dandruff shampoo. What else is there? And then we found some planner stencils, like the ones we saw on Etsy, so we picked those up. I bet you anything we got them for cheaper than what they're worth on Etsy. So yeah, I think in total we ended up spending like $12. Then we hit Target and we ended up finding that they had planner stickers and all these really nice calendars, and it made us so upset because we already got ourselves covered for calendars for this year. So we're hoping maybe next year, I don't know. But yeah, I hope we can go back to Target and get those planner stickers. They're nice. I have no use for them whatsoever. Okay, so I got home at 10. I went back to work on the pages as Monica made lunch. We ate and then we split up at like 10:52. So she went to go try out the stencils and do other things, and I worked on coloring. I got tired and took a break at 12. I played around with the new stencils myself. They're a bit difficult to use. Monica tried to use the nail polish remover. It worked just fine on the Talenti jars. It kind of destroyed this pink pen that we got at the breast cancer awareness seminar. She got the logo off of it, but it left it feeling very matte and not very glossy. So I don't know what happened there. I figure she rubbed it a little too hard. I'm not really sure. And then she put some on her frisbee, but it didn't get rid of the adhesive. The frisbee's still sticky. So we're not really sure what else is to do about that. So I messed around my 2019 planner. I'm really nervous about the extras and the chapters catching up to each other. I kind of think by April I'm probably gonna have to like take a break off of the extras and just focus on doing the scripts during that time, and or maybe I could drop all the vacations and just like plow through all the stuff. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I should start working ahead, but I don't even. How could I work ahead if I don't even know what's gonna be ahead? If it's gonna be all the combat sequences, I guess I could start working on all the magic items. I don't know. I felt really concerned about it. So yeah. maybe I'm probably going to be having to stock up on character profile shit and whatnot. I don't know. All I know is that I'm kind of tempted to take March off in order to close the gap between the chapters and the extras. Since if I do a lot of work in January, between December and January, and actually get ahead with the extras, then maybe, I don't know. All I know is that we're gonna eventually come to a point where the buffer is probably gonna end up running out, and I think it's probably gonna be because I'm gonna maybe have to extend the series. I don't want to extend the series, so I don't know if that happens. If we actually have to extend the series another 10 chapters past 90, because I originally was planning for only 80, and then I gave myself some generous space up to 90, and now I think I might have to go to 100 because I don't know if I can land every single point. It really just depends. I hope I can get through this upcoming situation when they finally attack the Hurricane Brigade. I hope it only takes up to like 10 to 15 chapters, because if it has to go to a whole 20 chapters, I'm gonna be so screwed. Because like we're reaching chapter 60, which means the next two volumes are 70 and 80, and I'm like, fuck, that's not good. It's because like so much is gonna happen, so I have to be very quick about it. So yeah. And it's going to be mostly fight sequences, so I assume that it's going to be, wasted on a lot of just combat scenes and whatnot. So I'm not looking forward to that. I'm actually like really frustrated with it. So yeah, it's been a while since I've been this nervous about this. I mean, I haven't been this nervous since Ho-Hum Deedham's buffer was catching up to the extras, and I was like barely finishing extras like at the beginning of the month before they had to go up. Ugh, this is so frustrating. I wish I could have gotten this like covered like a long time ago. Alrighty then. So, what else is there? I went back on at 1. I completed the pages at about like 2:22, I think, and I took a break. So, we ended up having some of the pot pie that we got at Target today, and that's pretty much all I am right now. I don't know if I want to go back on again, because I've been trying to go to sleep at 4, but I kind of feel like it kind of makes sense for me to go back on, do the text early, at 4, like 3 or 4ish. I got off at 2:20. I think it makes sense to go on at either like 2. Let's say it's 2:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30. I don't know. I figure either 3:30 or 4 would be a good time to go back on instead of going to sleep. Because amazingly, I don't feel sleepy. I actually don't. So yeah, that's as much as I could think of. I can't think of anything else. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Thursday, but I have to go back to Wednesday really quick. So after I recorded, I rested until 3:30. I went back on and completed and loaded page 7, but I was too tired to do page 8, so I got off at about 4, and I went straight to bed. I ended up getting up at like 6:40 p.m., reheated the tea that we had made, went straight back to work on the text for page 8, finished and loaded it about like 7 something. I wasn't paying attention, and then I struggled fixing the storyboard for pages 10 and 11 until 7:50. Page 10 came out great. I really like what I changed it to. As 11, I'm not exactly sure. I liked the first panel. That came out interesting, but like the second panel in that, I'm like really iffy about. I figure I'll wrestle with it tonight. But yeah, I ended up getting tired and getting off at 9. By that point, I had only had like one draft really like done, even though I didn't scan it. It was the page 9 draft was more or less sketched out. There were some parts that were a little ambiguous I needed to work on, but I hadn't. I woke up at 1:40. I went back to work on the drafts, and I had trouble with the internet for a little bit. I had to like reset the Wi-Fi. Came back at like 1:59 or almost at 2. So yeah, I finished and scanned the draft for page 10 at 2:21. And then in between working on the drafts and the line art and whatnot, I ended up printing out a bunch of 4-panel comic templates. and the black ink came out like really faded and gray, and I was surprised by that. So I'm definitely running out of ink. I don't know how much longer I can hold up like this. I hope I can continue for a little bit longer. I'll definitely know when the red starts to turn purple, and I'll probably have to do things in purple for a while until I completely run out of ink. So yeah, I ended up finishing page 9 at about like 4:08, and then I kicked Monica out of bed at 5. I completed page 10, and then I assembled and passed out the pages to her at about like, I really don't remember. I actually was not paying attention. All I know is that while I was waiting for her to finish cooking and we were watching and eating, I also worked a little bit on the chapter 28. Or was it the chapter? Yeah, second section for chapter 28. I finished that. At least I was not really finished it, but I was doing the shading for that, so I was getting close to finishing it. And then I got off at 6 and I started preparing my stuff for Monica's appointment. So she went to go color. She finished within an hour. So while she was working on the pages, I ended up finding out that I could actually remove the inspiration boards that the vision boards that I put in my journal here. I was worried that the glue was too strong that I put in it, and it turns out it wasn't. In fact, it just came off really easily. Like, so out of the 2 of them that were in here, I was able to remove actually, technically there's 2 vision boards, but they're like 2, I cut them both in half. So out of the 4 that were in here, I was able to remove 3, and only 1 gave me a hard time, and I accidentally ripped the inner pages the inner paper trying to get it off. So yeah, I ended up gluing them into my new vision book that I made. So that's exciting. Yeah, so Monica passed the pages off to me at about 7-ish. So I went straight back on to color, and I colored all the way up until 8 o'clock. We got ready for her appointment, and we left a little bit before 8:30. So when we reached the appointment, I ended up working on the drafts for the Happy 30 chapters, the second extra for chapter 29. So those drafts are done. And then I completed the liner for the second extra for chapter 31. So that's ready to color. So after her appointment, we had to go to Walgreens to turn in some type of prescription request or something like that. And then after Walgreens, we hit Target. We got those sticker books that we saw that we wanted to try. And then we ended up getting cheese and then a set of Grandma's chicken, because they had like the huge family serving of it. So that was interesting. Yeah, we headed home. We got home at 10. Monica made the last 2 pot pies. I worked on the pages until like 12. After we had eaten, I was still working on pages. She left to go back to Walgreens and pick up her prescription or something like that. And like she got back at 12. That's how I knew I wanted to get off. So from 12 until 1:30, we ended up messing around with the sticker books, and like I put a bunch of stickers in my new binder planner. And then I put a bunch of stickers in my new vision book. And like, I don't know if there's anywhere else that I would like to put these stickers, because like I feel like I used a bunch of them, but I also saved a bunch of them for other things, and I'm not really sure what just yet. I know that there's still some blank spots in my vision book that I want to wait until I have more ink so I can like print out some things and then probably put more stickers on those. Other than that, I'm just like, I don't know. I kind of feel like some things I wish I had like waited first before putting somewhere, because like when I thought of where I could have put certain things, it was too late. I had to use the sticker. So yeah, I had a lot of fun, but it also was a bit weird, and I feel like some of the stickers they're kind of annoying. Like, get it done, make it happen. Seeing those stickers just makes me frustrated, because I'm constantly getting it done and making it happen. It just makes me angry to see that. It's just like, no, I don't want to be told that. It's bad enough I'm already doing it. So yeah. Alright, so now I'm gonna go back on. I'm gonna try to get as far into pages 9 and 10. So far I feel like page 9 is almost, not right, page 9. So far I feel like page 10 is almost done. I haven't really done much to page 9. I have to go back and like add some effects to it. It should be the easier of the 2 to complete. I don't feel like page 10 is completely ready yet though. It's missing a handful of things. Some small details, literally mostly a lot of details for this one tiny panel, and that's it. And I think that's more or less all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to get done before 4, because I usually try to go to bed around 4. Monica says she wants to try to stay up with me. I don't know how long she'll be able to last though. Her doctor ended up prescribing her some sleep medication. I'm kind of tempted to try it, but I also kind of feel like I don't know about that. I don't know about using sleep medication when I'm trying to get up and work, 'cause I don't want to lose time. However, I do want to do a sleep vacation after the end of chapter 46, so I'm thinking maybe I wouldn't mind taking it. I don't know. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Friday, but I have to go back to Tuesday really quick. So, went back to the living room. It seemed like the internet was still on. It wasn't resting this whole entire time. I worked until 3. I finished the artwork, and then after we got off, we agreed to come back and work at like 5. So we rested from like 4:30 to like 5:14, and then we went back on and I went straight back to work on the text for the pages, the text for pages 9 and 10. So I finished and loaded the pages by 6, and then I struggled with page 11's second panel redraft until like 7:11, I think it was. And then I was preparing to start to do 12, and then I was trying to get 11 to print, and then I realized that my printer absolutely refused to print anything. And I tried and I tried and I tried. I even tried to trick it by pulling out the cartridges and everything. It would not print. So yeah, I couldn't go any further than that for the rest of the day. So I got off at 7 and I went straight to bed. I was actually pretty mad by the whole situation. It was almost 7:30. So yeah. I don't know when I went to sleep. All I know is I didn't sleep right away. I think I was awake until like maybe 8 or 9. All I know is that by the time I did wake up officially, it was like 4. Like just barely turned 4. I told Monica it was 4. I asked her when she wanted to get up, and initially she said 6, but I managed to convince her to get up at 5. So we got up at 5. I ended up setting up the second extra for chapter 31 for her to color. We ate breakfast, and then we got off at 6 to leave for Walmart. So we went to the Walmart at the Anaheim Plaza. The first place we hit was the bank first, and we deposited the remaining of the one of the 500 stash that we were using. So it was $400. And then I ended up finding a quarter and a dime on the way there. We raided Walmart. Specifically, the first place we went to was to get the ink at the electronics section. The trouble is they didn't have the ink I needed. I mean, they had it, but they had it in separates, and I needed 2. And I was just like, oh my god, I did not want to get it separate, because if I get two individual ones, it's more of a ripoff, and you get 2 of them together. So I was telling Monica, can we go to the Walmart in Fullerton instead and see if they have it there? So while we were at the Walmart in Anaheim, we got new shoes. We got several like bottles of detergent for her laundry. What else did we get? And I know she wanted to get sausage, so we got that. And I think the last thing we got was one of those you know how they have those chocolate oranges? They had the companies that make the chocolate oranges also make one of just mint. It's a ball of mint. So we got the mint ball slices, and we tried that. We ate it for the whole entire day. Okay, so after Walmart, we went straight to Fullerton. It took forever to get there. It was actually quite exhausting. And I went into Walmart and I bought the ink. Both of the Walmarts have this system where if you need help, you just press a button and someone comes. So like the first Walmart I went to, I pressed the button, but then I realized too late that they didn't have it, so we walked away, and then right as the person was coming to help us. So like I noticed that this one, the Walmart in Fullerton, when I pressed the button, the guy showed up really fast. So like I got it, I bought it. After that we were like, okay, we need a plunger. So we went to we've been putting off getting this plunger for a while. So like we ended up going to Dollar Tree, but they only had one plunger and it was broken. So I was like, hey, why don't we go to the Lowe's over here? And like we went to the Lowe's. Oh my god, the Lowe's over here sucks. I mean, okay, it's great, and they have an automated service that's even better. The trouble is that the service, people are not there to help you. they're seriously not there to help you. So like we asked for help like 2 to 3 times, and like it took us the third try to get some help trying to find the plungers. And like we ended up getting this big heavy duty plunger that's like, why even? And like it cost us $10. I'm hoping it lasts a long time because it was too expensive. So like after that we're like, okay, well it's practically 9, so let's go visit Michael's. Originally we wanted to get the pastel Tombow markers, but we ended up getting sidetracked with all the notebooks, so we bought like over like $25 worth of notebooks. I could not believe how much we spent. The thing that ended up capping it off and making it really expensive was that we got oh, what were they called? Silicone brushes for sculpting. So I'm really excited to start sculpting now. I feel like I have everything I need. All I need is to make the armature for the inside of the head, and so on and so forth. So like I'm like, I don't know when I want to start. I don't know. I really want to do it sometime. Okay, so after Michael's, we ended up hitting Taco Bell, and then we headed home. In total we spent like $160 something, and I was just like, my god, I hope I don't spend any more money. And then I went home and I spent more money. Okay, so I went home, and like right when we came home, I noticed that there was a alarm sound, like someone's fire alarm was going on in their house, and like I don't know which apartment it was. All I know is that it affected our apartment. Our apartment smelled like burnt food. I don't know, like food, like some type of spicy burnt food or something. I don't know. It just was like, ugh. It smelled gross. So like we had to open every window so that it could air out. And then I went back on and I installed the ink. I printed out page 11. I redid page 12 and printed that too. And then I got through pages 2 through 7 worth of chapter 65. So that's ready. I need to finish it. I need to finish from 8 to 12. And then what else was there? I ended up ordering, because I had all the money and we agreed on this, I ended up ordering the furniture we've been waiting on. So the table from Walmart is going to show up next Wednesday, according to the thing. And then I already forgot when the shelf unit, the 12 shelf unit, is going to show up from Target. So that's coming. I'm really excited for it because like once we get that shelf unit, we can finally put some of the stuff that's in over here, like our plushies and whatnot, and some of our books and some of the things that are in drawers over there. We can put it in places and like get rid of certain things. Like I want to get rid of the metal shelf unit that we got when we first moved in. And once we get rid of that, we would have finally gotten rid of the most annoying stuff that we received when we moved in here. I mean, I don't want to mean to sound like unappreciative, but we didn't like the metal furniture they gave us. It felt so like soulless and weird. So what else is there? I wanted to get these baskets from IKEA, but I didn't want to have to spend more money. Also, I wanted to get this foldable bookcase that I saw at Target also on the website, and like it was like, I think it's about $60 or almost $70, and I was like, okay, I'll put it off until next month because I already spent way too much money. So yeah, I hope that getting rid of or moving the metal drawers next to the computer, we will ultimately make space for an eventual sofa or couch or something, because we want to get a couch, like a big couch, so that we can just lay on in order to make the living room feel more like a livable living room. So like, I don't know, it just I figure all in due time. I want something that'll match the tapestry in the bedroom also. I want something that'll match the tapestry in the living room also, but I don't know if I'll find something. I'm thinking something that's either green or orange, or I don't know, maybe even a light blue, like a robin's egg blue or something. I'll have to think about it. I want something that's leather though, something that will be easily cleanable, like how our sofa is over here. I love the seat that we got. It's black. I remember when Nicolina said she and her husband moved in, they gave them a bunch of those. I'm like, I don't even know what to make of that. Ugh, it would be nice. In the meanwhile, what else was there? So I worked until like, when did I stop working? I think I worked until like 1, and then we hit Vaughn's. So we just got back from Vaughn's. We didn't find any bottles or cans. I did find some pennies though. So I think in total we have about like 41 cents. I'm not sure. We're 41 cents worth of random ass change. I'm thinking about finally keeping keeping jars for some of these things. I know that we have a bag for the quarters. I'm assuming that we'll keep the pennies in little pink purse, but I want to keep a jar for either nickels or a jar for dimes, or some nickels and dimes, since they're approximately the same value, not really. So yeah, well, let's see how that turns out. I haven't seen nickels as much as I've seen dimes lately. Is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I think that's virtually it. Okay, so we're gonna work up until tonight. I want to see if I can get all of chapter 65 printed out. If I can't do it, then I'm gonna go straight to work on pages 1 and 2 of that. If I can't get that done, I'll try to squeeze in working on it in between working on the pages 11 and 12 tomorrow. So yeah, since I don't have that much later, I think 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's about like around about 5 pages. Even less, because I know I have a few pages in between those done. Like I think 11 is done. So that means 12, and then the other ones will be like 4 different pages I have to do. Oh man, I'm tired. Alrighty then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Saturday, but I have to go back to Friday really quick. So after I recorded audio, we rested until 4, and then we went straight back on. I worked on the pages of 11 and 12, and I completed and scanned the drafts at 5. I got tired at 5, and I suggested to Monica we should get off, so we did. And I was hoping to go straight to bed, but I ended up playing around with the sticker books that I caught again. I'm just almost done clearing certain pages. I only have like a few stickers left for them. I just don't know where to put them still, or if I want to write anything on them first. So I went straight to bed about like at 6 or 7ish. I don't really remember. I woke up at 10:41, and I worked on the line art. I finished page 12 at like 12:48, and I finished page 11 at 1:47, and then I tried to get as far into setting up the pages as I could, but I got tired and got off a little bit past 2. So yeah, I woke up at 5. I kicked Monica out of bed at 6, and then I finished assembling pages 11 and 12 until breakfast. I passed them out to Monica, and then I started revising the chapter 46 script a little bit, because when I was laying in bed, I realized that there's a few lines in there that the characters are kind of like presuming things that have not been stated, so I needed to go back and revise them out. And I decided to cut the ending where I believed there's something really, really messed up, and just leave it there. So yeah. After we ate breakfast, we left for Northgate, and we got rid of a bunch of the pencils that we had in our house. So we had a bunch of glitter pencil Monica wanted like a long time ago, and like I'm getting tired of trying to work with them. I also hate that they leave like a weird glittery residue on my fingers, so I've packed them all up and sent them. I gave them to her to get rid of them. She also gave the kids my smaller Norika pencils. I love the Mario Norikas, but like the majority of them are so tiny they fit in those little tiny Talenti jars. And some of them are even smaller than that. So I only kept the tall ones. And it's not like I can't just go back and get more. I mean, I really love them. I could go and get more. So yeah. So that's what we did before we left the building. We put pencils in the community room. Tomorrow's the Christmas party, so I don't think they'll be around by then. So we hit Northgate, we got water, I found a dime and 2 pennies, got home at about like 8:30, resumed work on our stuff. We made the grandma's chicken we got from Target a little early. I finished the chapter 46 revision re-storyboard and the drafts. I only needed to re-storyboard like 2 pages, and that was 11 and 12. And I finished it about like I finished them at about like 9:39, and then I worked on the printouts I wanted to do for my vision book until 10:30. So we took a shower, and now I'm recording. So this is what I need to do. Monica gave me pages 11 and 12, so I have to finish those today. I have to. I cannot be working on them when I'm doing pages 1 and 2 for chapter 46. I have done nothing for chapter 47, and that's bugged me so much. But I've been slowly like letting it sink in, like what I need to do with it. What else is there? I'm trying to think. I don't know what else is there that I need to do. I know that I wanted to get the pilot refills that I said I needed. I absolutely need to get green. I'm tired of using Monica's friction green. It looks really weird. I don't like it. Ugh. So I need to get those at some point. I think this is the 5th recording. So tomorrow I'm gonna have to unload the phone and edit the audio again. I'm hoping to this week complete the extras for chapter 28, 29, and 30. I'm gonna start with the Ask Amymone. I know I need at least 2. I have 1 idea in mind, but that's it so far. I need to also finish the chapter 28, and I need to print out the line art for the line art draft for the chapter 29 and 30 extras, because those are sitting around. I completely forgot about them. I should do that. Oh, I hope I don't forget. I don't know when I'm gonna have time to work on chapter 47. I figure when I have a moment and I am not doing anything and I'm in the bedroom and hopefully I'm not fucking burnt, I'll definitely be able to work on it. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Sunday, but I have to go back to Saturday really quick. So, after I recorded audio, we both crashed, and I was trying to wake up at 12, but I woke up at 12:30 instead. So I went back on, I resumed work on pages 11 and 12. I stopped at about 2 p.m., but I was still nowhere near finished. The shadows on page 12 still had to be refined, and we made an agreement to get back on at 3. We made tea and we hung out for an hour, and then we went back on at 3. I worked until 4:30, and we agreed we would come back to work at 6, but she didn't stay up. She fell asleep. And I went back on at 5:30 because after the sun went down, I had the Christmas lights up for a while, but then she wanted me to turn them off, and they were keeping me awake. So I was like, great, if I'm gonna be submerged in darkness, I know for a fact I'm gonna fall asleep. So I went back on at 3:50. I ended up continuing the work on the pages. I finished and loaded them at 6:35, I think it was. And then I printed out the chapter 46 page 2 draft that I was sketching, and I printed out a sketch I did for the bottom half of page 1, since the top half of page 1 is technically the latter half of page 12 of the last chapter. And after I had the 2 drafts ready, I was like, I can't go any further than this, so I went to sleep at about 7. I was hoping to get back on between 12 or 1 o'clock, but some guy was yelling at his wife to open the front gate from the front of the building, and that woke me up. So I was woken at 10:30. I tried to go back to sleep and then get up at 12, but I was just way too groggy. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try for 1 instead. And instead, I woke up at 2. So I was like, I missed 2 hours I could have been working. I was just way too tired and I missed them. So I was like, great, I have 4 hours left. I have to complete this line art in less than that time. So I ended up finishing and scanning the page 2 line art and the page 1 latter half line art at 3. It was about that point at which I had gotten them finished. And then I assembled and passed off page 1 to Monica at 3:30, and I completed page 2 at about 3:45. What I ended up doing was going over it quickly with the gray color I needed to fill it in with, and that was it. So I got off, and I was hoping to wake up on time at 6, like we normally do, but I ended up waking up at 6:40. It was almost 7 o'clock. I tried to kick Monica out of bed, but she did not want to get up until 7. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get up. So I got up, I resumed filling in page 2. I also started shading it. She eventually got up because I got up, And then we ate breakfast. I finished up watching the last of all the YouTube videos I had in my watch later list. I have nothing now. I'm so screwed. At the same time, this is the last audio for this week, so I think I should focus on editing audio instead of watching YouTube videos. So yeah, I printed out the last two collages for my vision book, and I printed a couple other pictures I saw I liked, and I put them on my wall. So that was virtually it. I got off at 8:30. I ended up messing with my vision book and the pictures, and then I ended up pulling out my phone, and I started brainstorming what I wanted to do with chapter 47. And I'm so iffy about leaving flirting in the story, because I feel like flirting is going to slow down the plot, but at the same time, flirting defines Philippe a little bit better in his stance with his relationship with Weir. So I feel like it makes sense the flirting stays there, but I also feel like Philippe's brand of flirting is like, it's so annoying. So like, I don't really want it there, and I don't feel like Weir should welcome it, especially if he's gonna do it in front of somebody he doesn't want to hear it. So like, I feel like that would probably be a good punchline. So where I am right now, I'm stuck in the argument between Fauna and Clotilda. Originally, she was supposed to wind Clotilda up so badly that Clotilda was gonna try to hit her, and instead she ends up taking out on Byron, because he ends up being the straw that breaks the camel's back when he challenges why Clotilda cares so much about this. And I feel like if I don't keep the two arguments on the same topic, then the second argument's not going to make as much sense. But at the same time, it's like I can't really remember what the conversation was supposed to be when I first thought of this. I wish I had wrote it down, but I only wrote down the base points of it. Then again, I know the conversation evolved over a period of time after the first time I thought of it. So I don't really know what I should do about that. Alright, so I want to get something written out for chapter 47 by tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to have time today because I have to do page 1 and 2. I'm almost done with page 2 though. Monica got off at 10 to make lunch. After she got lunch, she hit Vaughn. So she took all my money. She took all my money. So yeah. She's going to be back in time for the Christmas party. That's the next thing coming up today. I keep reminding her because it's at 1 o'clock, and right now it's 10:40, 10:50 by this point. I'm going to go back on 11, and I'm going to unload the phone, edit as much audio as I can, and then finish page 2. She still has to finish page 1. I don't know if I should just take it off of her hands and finish it for her, or at least do what's already ready, like the skin and the hair. I'm not really sure. All I know is that that's a priority. I have to work on that too. The only other thing is that Target contacted me saying that the furniture I bought from them is going to show up tomorrow, and I'm extremely excited for that. So we're a little worried about how we're going to get it from the door into the house because it's a very heavy piece unit. We might have to shimmy it across the living room or something. Also, we figure it's going to be so heavy that we're not going to be able to move it. We have to literally build it where we want to keep it. So like, we're very worried about that. I think we should get like some little like those little fuzzy feet for it, so that way we can slide it across the wood laminate or something. I don't know. Alright then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one.